as EU leaders prepare to implement a €50 billion Ukraine support package this week with or without Hungary. Many in Brussels are aware the move could be costly. Topics table for the summit on Thursday, February 1 will include renewed financial and military support for Ukraine and a green light EU's annual budget. EU leaders will be up for fight as they try to reach deal once again after Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán blocked joint decision on four-year aid package in December. Last week, Budapest doubled down on requests for aid despite a compromise proposal tabled earlier this month. EU officials and diplomats expect a similar last-minute decision to be taken at the summit as last time. Orbán had left the room to let other 26 EU leaders decide to open accession talks with Ukraine, something his nationalist and pro-Moscow government strongly opposed but did not officially block. But many in Brussels fear this could come at a greater political cost this time. Hungary is becoming increasingly flexible. Late last week, senior EU officials said talks on giving Ukraine €50 billion in financial aid had become more complicated because Hungary had been inflexible ahead of this week's summit. The negotiation is getting a little more complicated. Hungary's position is not very flexible this issue, a senior EU official said on Friday, speaking condition of anonymity. Earlier this month, EU officials began signaling they might be open including a medium-term review of four-year support package next year, in 2025, which would give it opportunity object funding package. According people familiar with matter, it would also include a so-called emergency brake mechanism that any member state could put in place if it has concerns and requests a discussion on the issue, officials said. Experts have stated that some of the ideas proposed by Orbán are not acceptable to many EU member states. No member state wants to get into a situation where you have to move forward unanimously provide support for Ukraine, the EU's top official said. Currently, most EU member states still believe that a deal in the EU 27 is possible. For now we are still aiming go to Plan A with the EU 27. But there should be no illusions that we are prepared to act together with the EU 26 if necessary, an EU diplomat said. Another option to send money to Ukraine outside the EU budget would require approval by national parliaments, causing delays and possibly more uncertainty. We are aware that a Plan B solution will require it go to the parliaments of some member states, such as Germany, but we are ready to accept it if this is the only option left. They added. Hit where it hurts. A senior EU official involved in preparations for the summit added that anger towards Hungary was growing among other EU member states that want to give more aid to Ukraine as funds on both sides of the Atlantic are slowly being depleted. If Thursday's summit ends in fighting again, an EU 26 leader